My name is Spencer Watts. I'm a chef and a lover of anything that has to do with food. I'm on a new adventure and cooking up another storm. I want to share with you some of my favorite indulgent and comforting recipes. The kind of food that warms your heart and feeds the soul. There will be some twists on old classics and also some new fun ideas that you can share with your family and friends. I'm also going to let you in on the behind the scenes action and show you how a real cooking show comes together. So my friends, let's do this. Developing a recipe for a restaurant and a television show is two different things. For a restaurant, it has to be duplicated thousands of times. It needs to be really consistent. But when you're developing a recipe for a television show, the handcuffs are kind of off. It's about Sunday cooking, nostalgia, and really yummy stuff. I mean, a restaurant has yummy stuff, but it's just a little different. Spuds, potatoes, whatever you like to call them, they're a go-to staple in the world of comfort food. White truffle and pancetta scallop potatoes. Cheesy, creamy goodness. For the sweet potato lover, baked sweet potatoes with pecan brown butter. Your potato game is about to go crazy. First, puff pastry potato pie with soft camembert center and parsley butter.
Take it away, Sam.
Episode 21, Act 1, Take 1, For the Love of Spuds.
Action.
In the world of comfort food, potatoes are king. This is one of my favorites. Russet. Dark skin, white flesh. It's perfect for mashing, baking, french fries, and poaching. So this is going to be a potato pie. Lots of potatoes, puff pastry, a butter sauce. There's a surprise in the middle, but it's all about the potatoes first. So this is what I like to do to get them ready. Tip it and top it, and then with a peeler, you can just quite easily go front to back, front to back, front to back, front to back, front to back. And then it takes nothing to get these potatoes naked. And that's the first step. Anytime you're working with peeled potatoes, plop them in some water and they won't go brown. So they need to get cooked, and I'm gonna cook them and flavor them at the same time. So you wanna start the milk cold and then put all your flavorful things in there, and as it heats up, it gets really nice and tasty. So potatoes like a little bit of fat. Actually, they like a lot of fat. So in with the milk, a nice whack of butter. I know that seems crazy. You're not gonna eat all this. It's just as the potatoes cook, they're gonna get flavorful. Trust me, it's gonna be fine. And then salt. You want a lot of salt in the poaching liquid, and some cracked pepper. Don't be shy on the salt and pepper. And one other comforting spice in here, nutmeg. You can get the powdered stuff, but if you grate this in fresh, boom, flavor, big flavor. So for the potatoes, you want to slice them pretty thin. So you can do it by hand, or you can do it with a mandolin. Mandolin is a great tool to have in the kitchen. It makes quick work out of a lot of things. Be careful with it. Use the guard. If you're not comfortable using a mandolin, you can always cut it by hand. You don't want to fully cook them. You want to cook them about 80% because they're going to cook again in the pie. So super simple. Once they've come out of the poaching liquid, let them cool for a little bit. The rest of the stuff going in here are kind of all attracted to each other, especially with potatoes. Some historic flavor about to happen. So shot of sour cream, again, butter, potatoes, sour cream, totally makes sense. And then things are going to get funky and a little tart. So some whole grain mustard with good texture, good sharpness, and then double up the sharpness to get you right back here when you taste it. Nice shot of Dijon mustard. Just be careful because it can be a little spicy. And the herb going in here just makes a ton of sense. Dill, sour cream, mustard. I'm gonna put some shallot in there. Put it in raw. You wanna cut it up. Again, it's gonna cook in the puff pastry, so you can go nice and thin with the shallots. And I know there was lots of seasoning in here, but you wanna lean into the seasoning a little bit again. There's some things that need to be flavored in there. So this is another chance to give it some good salt and pepper. Smells so good. And then nice and gentle with it. You just wanna start at the bottom. You just want to mix it in gently and get all of these little pieces of potato covered. And this is just the filling. When you see this come together, you're gonna freak out a little bit. Super comforting. That smells so good.
All right.
I mean, you could eat it like that.
And I would eat it right.
Dangerous.
Okay, Mark, let's get set up for Act 2.
It's very easy to look at food or products and get memories from that and reasons why you like things. And I love asking people, especially the crew, about the things that they like. Food is the greatest love of my life. And I like to know about other people's likes and what they like to eat and any memories that they have associated with food. Avery, have you ever had a potato pie?
Have not.
Has anybody ever had a potato pie? Kind of? Give me your kind of potato pie.
So we have like what's called potato pie. We just call it the potato dish, but it's a bunch of hash browns with like cheese and stuff in it.
Nice. It's food is funny because if it's nostalgic and it's something that you're used to, you just crave it because it's part of your like mental receptor. That's what it's all about, baby. It's kind of fun. Potato pie. So I have the potato filling ready. Now it's time for the pie part. I'm using store-bought puff pastry. Why? Because it's delicious and it's super easy to use. But I like to roll it out just a little bit. Flour your surface. When you use your hand, get it out there and just give it a nice little roll. Puff pastry is a delicious pastry. So it's pastry folded over and over again on butter. So when it cooks, it puffs and it's ridiculously flaky. And then I'm using this as a template for the bottom of it. Then just cut it out. And here's a great tip. Once you cut out the pastry, you want to put it on the vessel it's going to bake on. And then it's kind of easy to build the rest of this potato pie. Be nice and careful, and then on to a parchment lined baking tray, and then you can do all of your work here and then just transfer it into the oven. Here's another really good tip. It's kind of a fancy cooking term called docking. Not a spaceship, but it's as simple as taking a fork and putting some holes in the pastry. You don't have to go crazy here, just a few holes. You don't want to go right to the bottom, just gently. After the docking, this is the fun part. So we're gonna start a potato filling, and you can see where I docked it. I left a border so the top pastry could attach to the bottom pastry. So on with the potatoes. This potato pie is gonna get stuffed with camembert. What a great cheese, and putting the whole wheel of camembert on there. What? It's comfort food. It's an entire wheel of cheese. Now you wanna surround the cheese, encase it, envelop it, and the rest of the potatoes. I'm gonna top it with more puff pastry, make it look pretty, and bake it. Stainless steel bowls are great to have in the kitchen and on a television set because you can see the whole crew through them, even colanders. Hi. So when you blanket the puff pastry on top of the potato, you want to seal the edges. Use a fork, crimp it down, and that's a great base. There's also going to be some steam that wants to escape. Let it. Cut a little hole in the top, and you're left with perfect crispy pastry after it comes out of the oven. So I'm going to make a butter sauce to go with it. But hey, listen to me. This is a great butter sauce. This can go on anything. And you want to cut it into little chunks before you start, because if you try and melt that, it's going to take a while and you want to go quick with it. So what I like to do is use unsalted butter, because it's a nice pure form of cream, and then cut it into little cubes like that. And these little cubes will melt faster than a big block. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. So first part, you want to give it a little shot of olive oil, put the garlic in there and let them come up together. You want that garlic to like leach its flavor into the oil. My goodness, how comforting is that smell? A lot of lemon juice, that's gonna give it a nice acidity and a good little bite. Garlic and the lemon is super delicious. And this pan is kind of warm right now. It wants to accept the butter. So a couple of cubes at a time and just roll it around. So as it starts to melt, medium heat, and you just want to move it slowly. Once the butter's all melted, off with the heat. And then this is the final seasonings. A few cracks of pepper, little pinch of salt, and then last but not least, in with the good green stuff, all of that parsley glitter. I'll never get tired of making that. Butter sauce is ready, pie is almost ready. I'm gonna bring it together. Total comfort. puff pastry for a reason because it puffs up. Look at how great that pastry looks. You can see every individual flaky crustiness. You want to see inside of it? I do too. Let's do it. Look at the potato layers. Look at the cheese, the cheese. The cheese is still nice, soft, and gooey. Layers of potato kissed with the mustard, sour cream, and the dill, encapsulated by crusty puff pastry. My goodness, that's glorious. That is so crazy. That is sinfully delicious. Layers of potatoes, melted cheese, crispy pastry, butter sauce. For the love of spuds, I'm eating all of it.
And cut.
Yeah, I'm eating all of it.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Hey, Dom,
Uh-huh.
do you want to try it?
Of course I want to try it.
I have to take a photo of it. White truffle and pancetta scallop potatoes. Your potato game is about to go crazy. Whether I'm developing recipes for a restaurant or a television show, I recipe test. I get the ingredients, I work it out, and at the end of it, it's a great thing to share with all of you. Whether you're cooking it or I'm cooking it, it's gonna be the same. We're both gonna smile when we taste it. Comfort food and potatoes, they go hand in hand. And honestly, the best relationship between potato and true comfort is scallop potatoes. Who doesn't love scallop potatoes? And these scallop potatoes are gonna be a little bit extra because I'm putting pancetta and truffle in it. And the potato of choice is Yukon potatoes. Yukon potatoes were developed in 1960 in Ontario, Canada. The best time to pick Yukon Gold potatoes is in the fall. This cabin right now is located in Ontario, Canada, and it's fall. And they're gonna be the star of the show in scallop potatoes. So to start this party, I'm gonna start the cream sauce with some pancetta. So chop it up, and you want it in big chunks because there's a ton of fat in there. And as you slowly start to cook it, it gets crispy and all that fat renders out. That's a great way to start the cream sauce for the scalloped potatoes. So you want to get the pancetta into the pan. You don't want to hear an aggressive sizzle, but that's nice. Just a gentle sizzle so the bacon gets crispy and it starts to release some of that fat. When it starts to release some of that fat, in with the onions and garlic. Fats are delicious. They're good for us and they're super tasty. And they can come from oils, avocado, olive, but bacon fat, pancetta fat, duck fat, those are really tasty fats. Anytime I'm cooking bacon or pancetta, that fat renders out, keep it. It's delicious. Gonna make a roux, super simple, equal parts of butter and flour. So once the pancetta is crispy and the onions are nice and soft, go in with the butter and the flour and cook it off a little bit. You wanna toast the flour, let it cook off, and then in with some milk and cream. Truffle oil. Pancetta, truffle oil, this technique, scalloped potatoes, game changer. Let's do it. This stuff can be intense, so you only really want to give it a little kiss. And really just to finish the sauce, a couple twists of pepper. Fresh cracked black pepper and that salty pancetta and earthy truffle oil. It's just so delicious. Sauce is in great shape. Now it's time for the taters. Scalloped potatoes wouldn't be scalloped potatoes with a little bit of cheese. It's a lot of cheese. Marble cheddar. This cheese is delicious. Classic melted, kid-tested, mother-approved. Next on is Gruyere, which is gonna give it a really nice, complex, nutty taste. Truffle cheddar. It's studded with little flecks of black truffle. It's just delicious. So a little bit of the marble cheddar, lots of the truffle, and then the Gruyere for melting, and then just gently fold it in, like almost turn off the heat. It's the last step for this. You just wanna gently fold it in. Great thing about scalloped potatoes is I like serving it in the vessel it was cooked in, but you want it to look nice and clean. here's a great tip. Wrap it with parchment paper. It's gonna keep it really nice and clean while it cooks. Then you can remove the parchment paper, put on the cheese, bake it. It's ready for the table. So when I build my scallop potatoes, I like to put about half the potatoes in, give it a little seasoning of salt and pepper, and then I sneak a little secret layer of cheese in there. Put the rest of the potatoes on top. Do not cheese it yet, that comes later. Pop it in the oven and cook it till the potatoes are fork tender, the cream's nice and thick, and then I scatter the rest of the cheese on top. Pull the parchment paper off, bake it, and that crown of golden bubbly cheese is what scallop potatoes are all about. Here's a great tip about scallop potatoes. It's a lot of potatoes. This thing comes out of the oven, it's like molten hot. If you're having a dinner party or it's Thanksgiving or Christmas, get them in early. You want to take them out of the oven and let them rest for like half hour, 45 minutes, even an hour. It'll still stay hot, but when you go to cut it, you'll cut it like a pro. You just gotta dive right in. I mean, who's not gonna love scallop potatoes? Fork drop. It's so great because of the texture of it. The potatoes are really nice and creamy, and making that thick sauce, the truffle and the pancetta, not only is it super delicious, but it's really sturdy. If you've never made scallop potatoes before, you're looking for the best way to make them, this is it. This is scallop potato perfection.
Sounds great. And cut.
Cool. Sometimes developing recipes, you gotta go back to the drawing board a few times because you wanna get them perfect. And some just slide right off the knife. Like these baked sweet potatoes with pecan brown butter. We're both gonna smile when we taste it. Some recipes don't need to be fully tested because they feature flavors that stand the test of time. Roasted sweet potatoes, pecans, a little touch of sweetness, flavor from the ages. Let's do this, boys.
Comfort Food, episode 21, act 4, take 1.
Baked potato, delicious. Baked sweet potato, another level. My grandma was from California. In America, they like to do sweet and savory, and these baked potatoes have both of those. So to get into the baked sweet potato, super simple. I just baked it skin on. You don't even have to touch it. That's a great secret. You don't have to rub it in oil. You don't have to stab it. Just bake it till it's really nice and soft. And then I give it a nice slice, and then you just want to push it together like that, and the whole potato opens up. Seasonings are gonna be pretty simple. You do a nice little whack of butter. You don't need to heat this stuff up because it's gonna go right into the warm sweet potato. So a little bit of butter, shot of cream, salt and pepper, nutmeg, that's it. Whip it real good. Putting sweet potatoes back into the casing, I like to use a piping bag. It's kind of fun to fill them, plus it looks really cool when you give it a little smooth swish. It's brown butter time. Pecan sweet potatoes, that's what grandma would do. So in with a lot of butter, but you don't want to put it in one big chunk. You want to cut it up, and you want the butter to be slightly cool. So small chunks, slightly cool, and then you want the pan on full whack. You hear that? You see the smoke? This is good. This is working. What's gonna happen is the butter's gonna melt, but it's gonna toast. You wanna talk about something comforting? Brown some butter. Okay, so the savory notes for this are gonna continue, not only with brown butter, but a little bit of shallot. You wanna get some big pieces in there because it's a great little onion and flavor. And while that's boiling away, get the onion in there, nice big chunks. They're gonna start to fry a little bit. And they're gonna kind of get sweet and savory. Just keep on moving it around. And some pecans. My word, that smells so good. And the sauce is all about balance. So the butter's really nutty and really dark. So I'm gonna like lift it up a little bit with some citrus, some orange zest, super yummy, and some lemon juice is gonna really kind of cut through the fattiness of that brown butter. Drizzle all over those sweet potatoes, heaven. My Nana always put marshmallows on her sweet potatoes. I know that sounds crazy, but it is a thing. My interpretation, a little different, a little more fun, and goes great with brown butter. There's a couple different ways to make meringue, and I like the dump and go. So I start mine with cranberry jam, 2 egg whites, cream of tartar, a couple dashes of food coloring, because why not? It looks really colorful, and a good shot of sugar. Put that all into the mixer, hit go, and when it's really nice and fluffy and provides stiff peaks, put it to a piping bag and get piping. Gotta toast it a little bit. It really changes it. When you get those little charred marks in there, makes all the difference in the world. But just lightly, just give it a couple little kisses, little kiss, little kiss. Yeah. And then for that really nice hit of savoriness, pecan, orange, shallot, brown butter, sweet potatoes, heaven. One of my favorite things to do is plate. It's the last kiss, it's the last hug, it's the last little nudge of love after making something. But sometimes the food speaks for itself. All you need to do is let it stand up proud, have a smile. I think it's perfect for the potato story to end with a loaded, crazy sweet potato. I only make these a couple times a year, but when I do, it's just a lot of fun and it reminds me of my Nana. They're super nostalgic. With the touch of brown butter and the pecans, just elevates it. It's new and it will stand the test of time. Sinking your teeth into one of these, it's just plain comforting, darn good fun.
You are my home away from home.